Welcome to my channel. This is a scary story. The final call. I was home for Christmas, and my dad was still in the hospital recovering from his stroke. My mom and sister were with him, but they had to leave for a bit to run errands. So it was just me in the hospital room with my dad. He was asleep, so I was reading a book while waiting for my turn to take a break. Around 10:30 at night, I started getting text messages from an unknown number. It was my aunt. She died 2 years ago from cancer. I didn't respond because I didn't want to encourage spam. But then the phone call started. I let it go to voicemail because I was sure it was another telemarketer. But when I checked the missed call, it was from the same unknown number. I didn't answer. Instead, I called my sister to ask if she was calling me from her dad's phone. She said no, that she was at the store and that I should answer the phone. I hesitated, but then I answered. It was my aunt's voice. She sounded scared and desperate. "Help me," she said. "They're here." Then the line went dead. I hung up and threw the phone back onto the bed. Then it hit me. I picked up the phone and called my sister again. She didn't pick up. I tried calling her again and again, but it went straight to voicemail. I tried calling my mom, but it went straight to voicemail. Then I heard a knock at the door. I turned around, but because the room was dark, I couldn't see anything. I walked toward the door and asked, "Who's there?" No response. I started to get really scared. I don't believe in ghosts or any of that stuff, so I tried to convince myself that it was just my imagination. But then the knocking started again, and this time I could hear voices. Voices that I recognized. They were my mom and my sister. I ran to the door and shouted, "Let me in, please, Mom. Let me in." I pounded on the door with my fists until the doorknob started to turn. The door swung open and my mom stood there with a big smile. She was holding a plate with 2 slices of pizza. "Sorry we took so long," she said, "but we got you some food." I stepped out of the room and closed the door behind me. As soon as I turned around, I saw my dad sitting in the hospital bed. He was looking at me with a big smile on his face. "Dad," I said, surprised. "You were asleep." He motioned with his finger for me to come closer. Then he whispered, "They're here to take you now." He pointed to the door, but there was nothing behind it. My dad must have been hallucinating, too. I tried to shake him awake, but he wouldn't wake up. His eyes rolled back into his head, and he slumped forward. My mom and sister came in just in time to see my dad's lifeless body slumped over in the bed. I think he died of a heart attack. Later, after the funeral, I went to check my phone messages. I had gotten another call from that unknown number. It was my aunt again. "Don't trust them," she said. "They're coming for you." I didn't listen to her warning. I thought it was just a crazy coincidence that my aunt kept calling me, especially since she died. I thought maybe my sister had saved my life by telling me to answer the phone. I'll never know. A week later, I was home alone in my apartment. I was working late, so I ordered pizza for dinner. Around 10:30, I heard a knock at the door. I opened it and there were 2 women standing there. They were holding plates of pizza. I didn't order a pizza, I told them. The woman's eyes were wide and filled with fear. "We brought you a present," one of them said. "A present," I said, but I didn't order anything. The woman hesitated, then reached out and grabbed my arm. "You must be the new meat," she said, "and it's time for you to come with us." I screamed and tried to pull away, but they were too strong. I kicked out and scratched at them, but they just laughed. "You can't hurt us," one of them said. "We're already dead." They dragged me out the door and down the hallway. As we walked, I looked back at my apartment. The door was open and my pizza was sitting on the counter. And that's the end of this scary story. The final call. If you like scary stories, stay tuned for more.